Titans Global. Let's go. Started with a vision, two voices in the mix. Max and Link together, building something that'll stick. Every episode we drop, yeah, we're reaching new heights. Titans Global on the map, burning bright every night. From the first recording session to the fans that tune in, we've been grinding every day, yeah, we're destined to win. Titans Global, that's the name, that's the brand, we the fans. Speaking truth through the microphone, messages that we send. Titans Global, that's the movement. Titans Global, feel the power. Titans Global, we keep pushing. Titans Global, this our hour. Titans Global, Max and Link. Titans stronger than you think. Titans Global, that's the way. Titans Global, every single day.
What's up, Titans fans, and welcome to another special episode of Titans Global Podcast. It's turkey time.
Yep.
But you know, we're gonna talk a little bit about the Titans versus the Jaguars. Man, this is usually one of my favorite times of year when we play the Jaguars. Because I always feel like we can beat the Jaguars, which is hilarious because this is one of the games I still think is a winnable game, even though they have 7-4 record and we have a 1-10 record.
Yeah. I mean, division games are weird. Division games are always weird. You know, you see it. The Titans tend to play the Texans close. Had Jacksonville's number for a while there with Derrick Henry at the helm. But yeah, it's always weird. Make sure, I don't even think I said it, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, get in the comment section. Want to know your thoughts on this game and everything else moving forward. But yeah, absolutely. You're right. So I don't know, like if there was a win left on this schedule, who would you want it to be against? If you look at the remaining opponents, like it's Jacksonville, right? Like, is there any other game you can point to and say, like, if we drop to a number 2 overall pick, at least we beat Jacksonville? You know what I'm saying? Because you've already played Indy, you've already played Houston. Like, this is the only really division opponent you have a chance at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's gotta be this game, man. But I mean, I don't know. I guess there are other winnable games I think on the schedule. But yeah, this is the one I want to win the most for sure. I like playing the spoiler card. If I can't get in, then I want to make sure nobody else can either.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, that's an interesting point. You know, I definitely want to get into this game, but looking ahead, I mean, Cleveland, you know, they're Cleveland. So we'll see how that goes. San Francisco looking strong right now. Purdy's back. Kansas City. Look, Kansas City's having a really weird season. No matter where they are at that point, this is going to be a get-right game for them. So that's one to kind of circle on the calendar if you're looking to play spoiler. Great to keep Jacksonville out of the playoffs, but, you know, how about being that team that kept Kansas City out of the playoffs? That would be a winning season in my book. Then the New Orleans game, and, I mean, let's be honest, that could very well be the winner drops out of the number 1 pick. You know what I mean? Like, that may be the game you look to for that. And then you close out at Jacksonville. So again, you know, another chance to play spoiler. But I mean, out of those, man, like New Orleans is definitely winnable. You've got Jacksonville twice. I would consider Cleveland winnable. That is an away game, so something to note there. But like, realistically, I get it. You want a good spot in the draft, but just get business done one time. You know what I'm saying? Give me one more thing to be hopeful about this year.
But I said it to one of my coworkers today that I talked to a lot about football. He's more into college, but he does follow the Titans and he follows pro football. So, but anyway, I was like, you know, I'll be honest with you. As long as we like, even if it's just the last couple games, string together a couple wins and fall out of that first round, I don't really care that much about number 1 overall. If I'm in the top 5, I'm pretty happy. But
yeah,
of course, we would rather have the number 1 overall pick because that's the one that gives you all the money, all the, you know, resources for the trade. So I think that's obviously what you go for. But I think you take what you can get, and if we could carry some momentum over into the next season and feel like we have something in our young team that we could build upon, I think that's also just as important as getting that number one pick.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I mean, like we say, winning cures everything. How much better does this team look if they close out the season with a win at a win at home against Kansas City, a win against New Orleans, and then a win at Jacksonville. Like if you close out this season with 3 wins and you carry that momentum directly over, yeah, you're probably picking number 3, number 4, but that means that Cam's going to look better. It means the offensive line is going to look like they have more cohesion. It's going
Yep.
to look like Jeffrey Simmons and Tavondre Sweat are becoming a unit, like those, because that's what's going to win these games. So if that's what happens, like, yeah, I'm totally fine with that. But at the same time, I mean, that may be the difference in getting 3 top 50 picks, 4 top 50 picks, and 2 top 50 picks. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's just something to think about. But yeah, like I said, it's a reason to watch. If
Yeah,
nothing,
and if you
go ahead.
well, yeah, and if you want to look at it this way, that it's a no lose situation.
Yep.
I mean, if we lose out, all right, we get the first overall pick. We get a lot of picks in the top 100. It's fantastic. We can trade down, get a lot of good players to build off our roster. If we string together a couple wins at the end of the season, great. We got some momentum to carry over and build on this young rookie team that we've got. I mean, there really is a no lose situation from this point out.
Yep.
So, I don't. Well, I guess there is a lose situation. What's up, man? I guess there is a lose situation if you're just, absolutely terrible and everybody looks terrible and
Yeah.
you still lose out. Well, then, yeah, okay. I guess that's not great.
I stand by what I say. Just give me a reason to watch the fourth quarter. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like if you're competitive and you put it all out there and you give yourself a shot, like that's what I'm looking for. So as long as we have interesting fourth quarters, that's all I ask. Play competitive
Yeah.
football,
Just
Yep.
give me games like last week. That's all I care
Absolutely.
about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. 100%.
So normal, I guess I'll go over the crap, but normal Titans channel, normal Titans time. 42 is the over under, 41 and a half, 42, depending on where you look. What's up, dude? 6.5 is the line. Of course, obviously favored to the Jaguars because they're 7-4 and we're 1-10. But
Yep.
We were talking before the show. If you were a gambling person over the last 3 weeks, the Titans have covered the spread.
Yep.
So I think that, and I think they cover this spread. I'll be honest, and I think they even go over the 42.5 points in the game. I think both teams are probably going to score, I don't know, 21 points. I mean, all that just has to be 21-21. And I mean,
Yeah.
I think that happens. So, especially with our depleted defensive backs, I don't know. I think it'll be interesting, but couple injuries. I mean, well, let me rephrase that. A lot of injuries.
A lot of
A
injuries.
couple of them that are going to affect us pretty heavily. Couple. Alec Manor, I don't think he comes back.
More
I think
Restrepo.
Jalen, yeah, that's right. Jalen Arthur Davis, he's probably not going to play this week. We signed, we were talking about this, we signed Khair Elam.
Yeah.
I don't know how you say his name, Elam. I think he's 24 years old, first round draft pick by the Bills, released, picked up by the Cowboys, and released again. So, not somebody that's like, oh boy, keep your eye on this guy. But I mean, he could perform well, and he might view this as his last chance in the NFL. So I don't know.
Do you what year was he drafted? Do you have that?
I do not. I do not.
I
Honestly,
should've pulled that.
I was gonna say I got off work very late tonight, so when I got home, I was surfing the internet trying to figure out what we were gonna talk about tonight, and came across that and was like, hey, there's a good talking point.
Yeah, well,
But
no,
I
and I
did
mean
not
it's
have a lot of time to do homework.
well, no, but it turns into something interesting to watch because we've talked about a few times. Like, there's a select handful of people who I feel like their jobs are secure on this defense. You know what I'm saying? So, anybody that comes in, like, they've got a shot to stay on this roster and become a piece. So, if this is a younger dude who was drafted first round and we're talking like he's 26, 27, it's definitely something to keep an eye on because there's going to be more turnover. I think you're the team with the most roster turnover in the last 2 years.
Yep.
I expect that to be the same this year. You know what I'm saying? You're, again, the worst team in football. Again, you should have the most roster turnover.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, for me, that's something to watch. Any name that comes in here, for me, that's something to watch. And Jalen Armour-Davis – like, you're losing a warm body. Like, I've been really down on him this year. I'm not impressed. I think that's amplified by the Jarvis Brownlee trade. Like, I've got ill feelings about that. So maybe I'm just taking it out on poor Jalen Armour-Davis. But yeah, I don't feel like you're losing much there. I don't know how secure his spot is, even being as young as he is. Just really struggled for me. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, DBs, man, it's rough.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. It looks really bad on Jalen. That Marcus Harris came into the game and looked so much better than he did.
Absolutely.
And being a 6th round draft pick for, I don't know. I just feel like that was almost or would be embarrassing for me. If some dude that just got out of high school all of a sudden is a better mechanic than I am, then yeah, that's gonna affect me for sure.
Yep.
Good question here. How we feel about Mike Borgonzi so far? And he wants to see Patrick Cam. That'll be a fun game to watch. Quarterbacks, I guarantee you that.
Oh yeah.
But as far as the Mike Borgonzi question, man, so far I love him, but honestly, I liked Rand when he was here. So, that's not the greatest. Give it a year, at least 3, like a draft. You got to give it about 3 years before you know whether the GM is really good or not.
Yeah, if you get that long. I mean, Rand didn't, that's what I'm saying. But like, here's my fit, and I've tried to stay off of this whole ownership hierarchy thing for the last few shows because I don't love the direction right now. And that maybe that's just me. Just when I look at the big picture of stuff, I don't like what I see right now with the ownership. So like my answer is I don't know if I like Borgonzi because I feel like Brinker is still this dude just lurking in the shadows. I still find it odd that Amy never felt the need to give a press conference after the Callahan stuff. Brinker is then the man who goes out and talks. So I don't know. Like, I like Borgonzi. I think Borgonzi has a good idea of what a winning football team is. We've seen him manage it with Kansas City. So, a lot of better names out there. I just hope he's able to make the decisions. You know what I'm saying? Because if you look back at past, who's been in and out of this place, Brinker is that one remaining piece that was brought in by Rand, by the way, hired by Rand. That was Rand's guy. And then survives the Rand firing and is elevated to where he is now. It's just a weird dynamic for me. But when it comes to Borgonzi specifically, I really like the guy. I think he's got a good direction. I just hope he's able to implement it in a successful way.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I don't know about the Chad Brinker stuff. I mean, I'll be honest, it is a little odd.
Yeah.
And it's even, weirder just because of the way that they formulated their staff. I mean, it's such an odd makeup that
the NFL sent a letter and was like, "What are you doing exactly?" Like that's not, football's been done this way for hundreds of years at this point. Like, and they just wanted to reinvent the wheel for whatever reason.
Yeah, not really sure. And I don't know. I think that Amy was thinking, maybe if I get a couple good minds in here, then maybe that those two guys together cohesively could make, I don't know, a super GM or so. I don't freaking
Yeah.
know, dude. It's silly, but the point is that it is an odd situation, and I'm not a huge fan of Brinker. I do kind of
Yeah.
get that vibe off of him, if you know what I mean. But
Yep.
Borgonzi, I don't get that at all. I do get
Yep.
frustration with Borgonzi already, so
And
I
that's
don't know
good.
if
I mean, he
that's
should be frustrated.
well.
He
I mean,
absolutely should be.
I'm interested to find out if that frustration is with his bosses or with his staff.
Yeah.
So that will be TBD. Um,
Well,
I don't know.
and the biggest question I would have for them to this point, like
Let's
I
go.
get it, the roster is not where you want it, but the biggest question I would have to this point in the season is roster management questions. It's just been so weird this year how they've handled certain things, and I'm not just talking about the Brownlee trade. Like obviously that's a part of it, but like the whole, I don't know how much truth, but you saw the report about the Patriots possibly looking at a trade and then basically saying, no, we're not going to do business with you. Like it's just little stuff like that you kind of catch on to. And then roster management from even going back to like the offensive line, like when Latham went down, how they handled that situation and swapping that in and out. And I don't know. And then
Well,
Brownlee, his coaches have nothing good to say about him, but then he gets moved surprisingly. Like that's the kind of stuff I point to where I still have questions, but we haven't seen the total picture yet. So I try to keep my criticisms to a minimum until we're at this point next year.
the most eyebrow raising move that the front office has done for me wasn't the Brownlee trade or really anything we've done in season. It was when we gave Amani Hooker an extension.
Yeah,
Not only
that's
an
it.
extension, a really healthy extension.
Yeah,
And even at the time, I was like, yeah, he's kind of getting a little older. I don't know if I want to
yeah,
drop that much on him, but okay, sure, man. I mean, yeah, y'all know more than I do. And he played good last year. He played his best career football last season.
yeah,
So it would make sense in the off season to give him an extension. So I'm not really, you know, throwing that on him because hindsight's 2020. But my God, you look
yeah,
at what he's done this season, and it's almost like, well, he got paid. He's good. He ain't even trying anymore.
yeah.
I mean, that's what it looks like. It it might not be that, but that's what it looks like.
Well, and
Um,
and here's the thing about Hooker is he was at his best when he was next to Kevin Byard, right? And
yeah,
we all know
yeah,
like Kevin Byard was an absolute menace, like ball hawk. He was that to a T. And then he
true
leaves,
free.
and Amani Hooker is asked to do more, and he does. I mean, he does more. Like last season, he came on pretty strong, but you also have to take into account he's having to do a little bit more because of how poor the DBs are. I think that's part of it. Um, I think if you had him paired with a better secondary, he would succeed at least more than he has to this point. But it's been a letdown, and that can't happen. So I agree. I mean, questions like that, and then L'Jarius Sneed, like holy crap! I mean that whole debacle. So I'm with you. Like there's certain things you point to where you still have questions, but again, you want to see what the full picture looks like this time next year, and then grade it based on that.
Yeah, so I know we're going on like crazy tangents on this
Yeah.
show. We'll call it Tangent Turkey Titans Day or whatever. But a lot of people were saying earlier in the season that the Snead trade was the worst trade the Titans have ever done, and then a lot of other Titans were bringing up me actually were bringing up the fact that no, remember AJ Brown, that was the worst trade
Yeah.
ever. But then, like 2 weeks ago, AJ Brown comes out and says, "I ain't happy. I'm not getting enough targets," and which he's not. I mean, let's be real, he's not. He has a reason to gripe, but man, you've already won a Super Bowl ring, dude. I mean, you have
Yeah.
achieved something in the NFL that rare people. There are like Megatron. There are people that
Yeah.
are way better wide receivers than you that did not get a Super Bowl ring and
Yep.
did not act like this diva person that you are. So if, let's say, if in this tangent universe, AJ Brown is never traded, do you honestly think he would still be playing for this team happily without being traded by now? Completely unrealistic. So I honestly think that the people were right earlier in the season in saying that the Snead trade is the absolute worst trade in Titans era history. Because AJ Brown wouldn't be here anyway.
Yep.
And I'm gonna stick to that.
Yeah, I don't know. Like that AJ Brown stuff, that's still weird. And look, let's be real too. Like the reason he's able to act this way is partially due to Titans fans like hyping this dude up for being this crazy good receiver. So yeah, I don't know.
We had never seen a receiver that catches the ball all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Absolutely.
I mean, if
so
1K always open, he was always open. Even when he was
Yep.
double covered, he's still open. That's insane.
Yep. And there's a lot of people who will always I mean, that began the downfall of Mike Vrabel, and it was the downfall of John Robinson. Like that was a turning point in this organization, kind of the same way we're at another turning point now. But yeah, I'm with you. That Snead trade and it's not even what you gave up. It's not even what you gave up. It's just the time and energy wasted on this guy to keep him around. And it's like, I would rather have a random 5th round pick that you can at least develop than just be stuck with this dude on the roster. And I know they might recoup a lot of the money that went into him and stuff, but man, like it's deals like that. And it's deals like the AJ Brown trade, and it's deals like the drafting of Isaiah Wilson. That kind of stuff sets you back seasons, not weeks, not months, not
Years.
like literally 2 to 3 seasons that can push you back. So yeah, I don't know. And you just hope that this time they get it right. And again, I think Borgonzi's the dude to do it. I just hope he's given the ability to.
Well, here's another, and I meant to talk to you about this pregame, if I'm being honest. So you're hearing it fresh, just like everybody else is. But when we were talking about the mic'd up portions that the Titans released today, there were 2 mic'd up portions, one by Cam Ward, one by Kevin Winston. Really enjoyed the Kevin Winston one. If you haven't seen it yet, go watch that because it is fun to watch. But the Cam Ward one, I mean, it was all right. Don't get me wrong. It was nice to see him fired up, and they had to blur a lot of what he said, which kind of made me giggle, being immature as I am. But the thing that really stood out to me and kind of I thought it was odd was the interaction with him and Mike McCoy after the Chimere DK touchdown, excuse me. It almost seems like Mike McCoy sounds fake or forced when he's trying to praise his quarterback. I mean, I don't know. Go watch it for yourself and just listen to the way that Mike McCoy talks to Cam after he scores the touchdown and just tell me, does that seem, I don't know, not genuine or just not what you want in a coach in that moment, in that game? I mean, I'll be honest with you. If I was the coach in that moment, in that game, I would be screaming at my quarterback, smacking him in the head. I mean, we would be partying on the sideline because and I mean, I guess some people would be like, well, this is the pros. You act like you've done that before, blah, 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 blah. But we haven't. We haven't. So,
Fair.
yeah, I mean, celebrate the fact that you're doing good. Celebrate your quarterback that he's doing good, and don't.
And this was what drive was this? Was this before the onside kick? The drive going down.
Yes. Yes, that
Okay.
is
Well,
before the onside kick. Yeah.
so I need to listen. I need to go back and listen. But at the same time, like, yeah, be excited, be happy, but like you still got work to do. You know what I'm saying? Like that
True.
wasn't the game winning drive. Like go do it again. Repeat that. So let's get the ball back. Let's repeat it. So yeah, I need to listen to it because I'll be honest,
Yeah.
I haven't heard it, but I am curious to hear because here's my thing. The
It's
the
just
reason
weird.
this is important, the reason this is important is because this team, more than anything else, has to find a leader, has to find a head coach who can come in and take control of this locker room.
God.
Because what Callahan always lacked was control of this team. I truly believe that. I don't think he was disliked. I don't think that at all. I think there's a lot of players on this team that would go to war for Callahan, but he just wasn't a leader. That's the vibe I always got. He was liked, but I don't know if he was respected. That's kind of the best way to put it. So I just think with Cam being a young quarterback, with as much roster turnover as we're going to have with all not only the young bodies we have now, but the new ones coming in, like you've got to have a guy who can take this thing by the reins and drive the shit. You know what I mean? Like that. That's what you have to have. And I think it needs to be somebody with head coaching experience. They've kind of laid out what they want, right? Somebody with head coaching experience. They said that it's not going to be a first-year play caller. You've got to have called plays for, was it 5 years, 5 seasons?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. So, yeah. So,
That's
I mean,
the
they've already
reported
kind of,
thing
yeah.
anyway.
So they've given like a blueprint, of what they're looking for. But I don't care about that. I really don't. I just think you've got to get somebody who can come in and take control. And look, like there's names out there right now. And I'm not saying Lane Kiffin, but I don't put it past this team looking at a college coach because most of the guys on this roster are fresh out of college. You know what I'm saying? So maybe it's not NFL head coaching experience. Maybe they do take a look at some of these college coaches that have, moved on or retired. I don't know. We'll see what happens, but just something to keep an eye on. Like that's one of the more interesting things that I think needs to get solved quickly because you want to get one of these early names and not have to take the last pick of the barrel,
Yeah, and I mean, I think we did decently on the last coaching search, like you said. There was a lot of excitement around Brian Callahan coming out of, when he was the head coach. We were both excited.
That was our number one choice. Like we gave a list of
Absolutely.
3, and we both had Callahan as number 1. 100%. We are not the only ones, I promise.
No.
But yeah,
No,
absolutely.
and that's what I'm saying. Yeah, but that's why I think, and I think when you're burned by somebody, well, not really burned. I don't want to say it like that. When someone is unsuccessful and you want something to change, I think you go for the polar opposite of what you had.
Absolutely.
And I think Brian Callahan was an offensively minded, meek character.
Yep.
And I say meek character, and not in a bad way, because he was really cool. He was a very approachable guy. Like I actually got to meet him at one of the practices we went to this year. Super cool dude. Just came over and started chatting football with us. Like he was just one of the guys. It was really genuinely cool to meet someone, in the head coaching position that was just so casual with fans. However, I think that was part of his downfall, man. I think he was just trying to sugarcoat, get brownie points with everybody. Be everybody's friend.
Nice. You can't be too nice.
Can't do that. I mean, you need to be a strong character guy. You got to be the guy that can come in and be the guy that can break the young kid out of his shell at the same time be able to control the wild child that you have. You know what I mean? Like there's a balance to it. And I think there's a certain kind of person that you have to go after. And I think that'll be something we'll get into a lot more throughout the rest of the season.
Yeah. It was still way too early to talk about it, but it's
we don't even know all the candidates yet.
We're a 1-10 football team before Thanksgiving,
That's right.
Going into a Jags game. Like we're reaching a little bit.
I mean, yeah, and obviously we don't have a whole lot to talk about at 1-10, but I mean, things are starting to look up, though.
They
I
are.
do say that
They
the
are.
last two games have been trending in a direction, and I hope it continues in that direction, and we keep going. But we're not making things easy on Cam with all the injuries and stuff like that. But anyway,
Yep.
Jags are coming off of a pretty exciting win for them. Overtime against the Cardinals was a decent game, I guess. Cardinals dropping the ball again, literally. I mean, they dropped the ball against us, literally, but they dropped the ball against the Jaguars quite literally. They had a lead and should have won that game. Truth be told, they should have won the damn game. I don't know what else to say.
Well, I got a question for you on the
Sure.
Jag side. So, and you may want to, I don't know if you want to go to break and think about this or just shoot right into it, but I'll get your blood going a little bit because I know you have some personal feelings toward Trevor Lawrence. If you're a Jags fan looking at this, where do you stand with Trevor Lawrence? If this was flipped and he's your quarterback, having these seasons that he's had, never really reaching what his potential was thought to be, like where are you at on Lawrence?
I'll be honest, man. I think Trevor Lawrence for the Jaguars is almost like Marcus Mariota is for the Titans.
Okay, interesting.
Some people really, really love Marcus Mariota and will die on that sword.
Great dude, by the way.
Awesome,
Like,
yeah, super
College
awesome
Game Day,
guy.
he was awesome.
Yeah.
Like every interview he does is awesome. Yeah, super great guy.
Yeah, no, their character does not come into play at this at all because
Right.
I think Lawrence is a complete douchebag, but that's just my impression. I don't know. I've never met
There
the
it is.
guy.
There it is.
I just imagine that he smells springtime fresh.
That's fair.
I'm just being honest. But anyway, I think he's a lot like Marcus because there are some Titans fans that would die on the sword that Marcus Mariota is one of the better quarterbacks the Titans have ever had, and I don't think that they're wrong in that. But then there are some people that are like, nah, he just was never the leader that we needed him to be. He was too quiet, too passive. Never had a fair shake, but just couldn't grasp any of the concepts that people were trying to give him, and he just tried to play backyard football all the time. I mean, there are some really hateful people against Marcus Mariota that are true Titans fans. It's very interesting to see the polar, and I think that's how Trevor Lawrence is to Jaguars fans. Now, to me, Trevor Lawrence is the biggest overrated quarterback in the league, hands down by far.
Fair.
And
Yeah.
that's including Jackson Dart. People in the Giants, people in the Giants fan are going nuts over Jackson Dart right now. Like I'm sure that there's a golden statue in build right now in New Jersey.
If Cam Ward was having the type of season that Jackson Dart has since he's been playing, we'd be doing the exact same thing. 100%. 100%. If Cam Ward had the same numbers as Jackson Dart, we would be ready to build a statue of this man. 100%.
All right.
I think so.
I agree that Jackson Dart has played well. And I think that I think he's in the system that fits him perfectly.
Absolutely. Let me clear this up. I do not think that Jackson Dart is that guy. He's
okay, good.
I'm totally with you. No. What I'm saying is, and this speaks to the system and what the system means to a quarterback.
This is the difference of a good coach and a good quarterback or a good
You've
staff.
seen that. You've now seen that with Daniel Jones. You've seen it with Jackson Dart, in my opinion. You've seen it with, look at Sam Darnold.
Look at Baker Mayfield.
Look at Baker Mayfield. Look at Drake May. Like the list goes on and on and on. When you get these quarterbacks in the right system, it becomes a better fit. So Jackson Dart, 100%, that is true for. I don't think he is as good as what his numbers say. What I'm saying is, Titans fans, if Cam was having that type of season, we would be talking about him in the same way that New York is talking about Jackson Dart. You would have those people who are ready to just build a statue, we're going to a Super Bowl, and still have a losing record. You know what I'm saying?
Are you kidding me, dude? We are 1-10. We lost the last game.
Yeah.
And we all treated it like a victory. Like, I don't know about
true.
you guys,
Yeah.
but when I woke up Monday morning, I felt like it was a victory Monday. Like, I went into work all bouncing and shit.
That's so
People were
sad.
like, hey, man,
So bad.
what's going on with you? And I was like, oh, man, I'm in a great mood. The Titans did good this week. They're like,
They
oh, yeah, did
competed.
they win? No.
Nope.
The hell? Was it like a last-second thing? Oh, no. We tried an onside kick, and it failed. But, I mean, you know.
Yeah. We treated
everybody was like,
treated
what
a
the
2-minute
hell?
drive like a 6-minute drive. So yeah.
Yeah,
pretty
and
much.
look, man, I'm not taking anything away from what the Titans did last week. I was excited as hell and happy
Absolutely.
still after watching the game a couple times. I'm still extremely happy with the game that they put on. But the fact still remains that we didn't win. You know,
Yeah.
and Cam said that in the post-game interview. You know, everything comes down to win or loss, and we didn't win. So we need to be better. I think he even said we need to be better in the middle of games. I love that shit.
Yeah,
Because that's true. I was going to say, we come out, we are like firecrackers right off the bat. Boom, score.
Yep.
And then we don't do anything for like 2 quarters. And then
Yeah.
the fourth quarter, all of a sudden, we come alive. And
Yep.
by the end of the game, it's close. But
Yep. It's the in-game adjustments that this team struggles with, that they continue to struggle with. This has been an ongoing thing. But I asked about the Trevor Lawrence thing, and here's why. Because we're talking about a man who just received a contract of 5 years, $275 million.
Yes.
And he has 14 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, and a QBR of 42.9. That is a problem. That is a problem. And the fact that they haven't been able to find that success with him, and then you get a guy to pair him with, and then he goes down with injury, you know? So I don't know. It's a rough season to be a Jags fan, and you just feel like maybe this extension sets you back a few years because now they're having trouble putting talent around him.
Yeah, every time a Jaguars fan comes to talk trash to me about a quarterback specifically, because, you know, we've had some really crappy quarterbacks, I usually use the phrase, if Trevor Lawrence was the Titans quarterback, he would have been cut years ago.
Yeah.
I'm just being honest, man. I mean, let's be real. Trevor Lawrence is Vince Young.
I was about to say, it's really, it's Vince. Yep. 100%.
Tell me I'm wrong. I mean, like, yeah, other than the mental, you know, instability of Vince Young, tell me I'm wrong. That game is exactly the same, bro. I mean, it really is. And I just think, like I said, most overrated football player, maybe in the whole league, but definitely the most overrated quarterback. We have gone way off tangent, and that's cool, man. It doesn't matter. We're going to take a break real quick, and we'll be back to talk about a little bit about the Jags game, and then we'll move on to talk about some turkey because, you know, it's Gobble Day. Anyway, peace out.
What's up, Titans fans? Maximus Titan fan here. Are you in need of professional excavation services? Look no further. Red Zone Builders has the expertise, experience, and equipment to handle all or any excavation project, big or small. Whether you need land clearing, site preparation, trenching, foundation excavation, or any other excavation services, they have you covered. Their team of skilled professionals will work diligently to ensure your project is completed safely, efficiently, and to your satisfaction. Trust the experts at Red Zone Builders to get the job done right.
Booyah. Man, that is a good commercial.
Still better than Mayo commercials.
Hell yeah, it is. Oh my God. And I used to say that too. That's another one I throw out there a lot. I'm like, well, at least we didn't, you know, when they talk about Will Levis being terrible, I'm like, yeah, well, at least he was a 2nd round pick and not a 1st round pick.
Exactly. See? Yeah.
You know,
another story for another time. That's a whole nother off-season topic that I'm kind of excited to get into. Yeah,
I'll be interested to talk about it when when it's over. when he
Yep.
moves on to
Absolutely.
whatever other team might give him an opportunity to be their backup.
That is going to be one of those games I mark on my calendar to tune in for, to see him in it. Because look, just like we talked about with these guys like Mac Jones and Darnold, like if you get them in the right system, and Levis
Yep.
had potential. Levis always had potential. He just never reached it with the coaching staff he had in place. I don't think he finds success again as a Titan. 100% no. But I'm interested to see him with another coordinator and coach.
Yeah, and let's be real. Or I'm going to be real for a second. I think in a tangent universe, if you put Trevor Lawrence in Lamar Jackson's spot, all of a sudden, I think he's a better quarterback.
Absolutely.
I think he's
Absolutely.
a more precise quarterback. I think with the right leader, in Harbaugh, I think it changes everything.
Yep.
I think that's honestly probably the Jaguars' biggest problem is that they can't find a good head coach. And the goofy bastard they have right now is at least giving them some wins. But he is a goofball, man. I'll be honest. I would.
Goofball.
Oh my God, dude. And then there was the other little thing of the after post game. I don't know what you want to call that. I don't know. He was clearly mad, but I don't know what you call that. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, you're right. If you put him somewhere else, he is more successful. And that could be the same thing with Levis. And look, I mean, Marcus Mariota, like you've seen him have success in other systems. So
that is going to be the story for Levis. I mean, obviously he's worth a high first, maybe even, like a second, first round draft pick.
Yeah.
Definitely worth that. I mean,
first
he's really just
first and a third.
underutilized.
I wouldn't take anything less.
Yeah, the Titans had no idea what they were doing with him, really. I mean,
absolutely not.
It could be the next Tom Brady.
The man has like basically a bionic arm now. He just had this surgery, essentially the Terminator on a football field.
I'm going to cut this and put it on the short and see how many people think we're serious.
I mean, Cam Ward needs to watch out, man. I don't know. He's coming back with a vengeance. He's coming back with a vengeance.
People that still say there's going to be a quarterback competition next year, I'm like, oh my God, man. I mean, even before Cam performed well in the last two games, I was like, nah, that's not in what world, Yeah. But then the last 2 weeks, I was like, all right, now in what world are you that high?
I do think you need, and it's not Will Levis, but when I say
need something better than Brandon
Allen, you need someone to push him. I don't know that Levis is that guy because of his emotion, like he's a competitor, if you can get a guy like Jameis Winston, like of all the things that Jameis Winston does and the weird things that Jameis Winston says, but you talk about like a teammate as a backup quarterback, like that is ideal. If you could find someone like that, like Jacoby Brissett was that guy for a long time. Like that's who you need, someone who can push him at practice, but then be there on the sideline with a tablet and actually understand what they're talking about. Brandon Allen ain't that dude. And Will Levis ain't that dude. So it's something to keep an eye on for sure.
Yeah, I mean, no, Will Levis is great at reading a tablet. It's just
yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. Who am I to doubt the man, the myth, the legend? And those Mayo commercials, top freaking notch, man. Can you imagine those Mayo commercials in somewhere like, I don't know, Indianapolis?
Dude, I swear to God, and I know I've mentioned it before, but I was telling my guy at work one of my buddies, about these damn commercials, and he was like, bullshit. You're lying. No, I mean, you can't be describing this shit accurately. And so then I literally just walk over to the computer and start going to YouTube, and I'm like, look. And I showed him like 2. There's like 5. I showed him 2. And he was like, this guy did this willingly?
Yeah.
He was cool with this. I was like,
Yeah.
not only was he cool with it, he was fucking proud of it, bro.
And
He went
that's
on
not
like
even what he's
podcasts talking about
famous
it.
for. That's not even what he's famous. The man was a living meme. Literally every
Yeah.
week for like 6 weeks, this dude was on a meme. It is a truly fascinating story, and only the Titans can get into these situations. I mean, who else does this happen to? Like, yeah, Cleveland sucks, and they've always sucked, and their fans are pretty stupid, but like, they're
Yeah,
just
it's
a
pretty
bad
rough.
football team. Like,
It's
we
just,
make
yeah.
the headlines for just all the wrong reasons, but I digress. Again, tangents. My apologies.
Oh yeah, no, it's cool. We're on Tangent Turkey Day. I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
The hell with this. Speaking of turkey,
Yeah.
what is your favorite way to have turkey?
Deep fried all day.
Oh yeah.
Get a little peanut oil, throw it in there, drop that sunbun. Yeah. It's got to be fried
Peanut
turkey
oil.
for me.
Nah, I don't care.
100%.
I wanted the most unhealthy way you can make turkey.
Peanut oil's the best, man. You got to do the peanut oil. That's the way to go. Now they also have.
You ever had the Cajun smoked?
I have not.
Man, I had one of those last year. It was pretty
Yeah?
damn fire. Yeah, literally
Okay.
both, figuratively and literally.
Yeah, yeah. So my family, we do about 5 turkeys total. So like tomorrow morning, I'll have like 3 turkey pots in front of me, and I'll just be dropping just one after the other. Yeah, man, I love it. I live for frying turkeys. Yeah,
Man, you might celebrate Thanksgiving a little harder than I do. I mean, I go hard.
Well, no, so like we'll get a family friend who'd be like, yeah, I need one, so we'll just fry his. Like that's how much I enjoy doing it. Like, no, I'm serious. We'll have 2 people come just bring their turkeys by and just ask us to fry them, hang around, drink
That's
a beer.
fantastic.
Like, oh yeah, man, yeah, it's the spot. So yeah, I have an awesome time on Thanksgiving. This is one of my favorite holidays.
Me too.
Because it's about food. I mean,
Oh yeah.
what's better? So what's your favorite side on Thanksgiving? What's the first thing you're going for?
All right, so this is a weird one. Like normal shit, I'm always going after broccoli and cheese. If you got broccoli and cheese at your place, that's what I'm going for, especially if it's homemade with the block cheese stuff, but
Yeah.
at the place I've been going to recently, shout out Brenda. They make a southwestern grits.
Oh.
Which is like, they take grits and cheese and like rotel and freaking like peppers and corn. Holy crap, bro. I mean, they cut it into little squares. It's like a little freaking lasagna grit deliciousness.
I like that. Okay.
Oh, freaking amazing. Freaking amazing.
Yeah. Heck yeah. That's a good one. So for me, weird fun fact about me, I don't eat vegetables, like none. I don't even eat like mashed potato. Now I eat French fries, but I don't eat potatoes. No greens, no broccoli, no green bean. Like literally, I do not eat vegetables.
Are you like
There's
one of
not
those
a
Atkins
single
people?
vegetable. No, I just hate vegetables. I just literally hate vegetables. I am dead serious about this. Ask
Were you
anyone.
like forced to eat vegetables as a kid, and then you got grown up?
I don't
and you're
know.
Like, nah, I ain't doing it no more.
I don't know. I had a very loving grandmother who gave me anything I wanted. So she would just take me to McDonald's, whenever. I was that kid who was so bad about not eating that we would have to go to a drive-through so that my parents could go to a restaurant. And what they should have done was, say, well, if you don't eat this, you're just going to go hungry. But my parents had a soft spot for me, so it never happened. But anyways, I say that to say I eat 0 vegetables. So when I go for my first side, dumplings, man. If you ever had dumplings, that's my go-to. The mac and cheese has to be a second. And I'll warn you, if I'm ever invited to anyone's Thanksgiving lunch, dinner, you got to hide the deviled eggs because I will I will kill 2 platters of deviled eggs.
Yeah,
Like
I need at least 5 or 6 of them at least.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Love
Big
the deviled
egg,
eggs,
man.
dude.
Yeah, just no veggies on it.
Yeah, no. And I mean, Oh God, there's so many good. Oh man, I can't wait. I really can't. I'm also
Yeah.
into desserts. Like my thing. I don't know if you have like a ritual, but I have a ritual now. I'm a little
Okay.
older. I've been doing this a few more years. What I do is I sit down and I eat my 2 plates or whatever of Thanksgiving meal, and
Yeah.
then when I'm done with that, just stuffed to the gills, absolutely stuffed to the gills. I go
Yeah.
outside and I'll like lap the backyard like 5 or 6 times, just walking around, smoke a couple cigarettes.
Yeah.
Might even like halfway play tag with the kids or something
There
because
we
there's a
go.
bunch of kids there.
Yeah.
And then I'll work all that down, and then it's like, oh snap, I got room for dessert. Then I go back and get like a full plate of all the different kinds of desserts, and then I sit down and like eat those until I'm absolutely sick. And
Yeah.
then when I go
That's
home,
fair.
like the ride home, like the whole ride, I'm like, sitting like this, pants unbuttoned,
Yeah.
driving, just, oh my God. And I'll say that like 8 times that I
Uh,
guarantee you tomorrow, I'll say at least 8 times.
just the
Oh my
the
God,
sigh.
that
Yeah.
was
So
amazing.
yeah. Yeah.
And then you'll take like, I don't know if you do this, but I'll take a bunch of Tupperware too.
Yeah.
And like they're
Oh,
like,
you
oh
have
yeah,
to.
take as much as you want.
Yeah.
Okay, all right,
My
let me
goal is
get
to have
some of this,
leftovers. Yeah,
some of
my goal is to
that.
have leftovers for like a week. Like that's it. Like
Yeah.
I'll freeze it. I don't even care. Give me that turkey. I'll throw it in the freezer. Heat that up later.
What?
100%.
And I'm
But
usually the baker. I always bring like some badass dessert. My wife's doing it this year, so she's in there right now making cupcakes and stuff. So I,
yeah,
I literally got out of all the work and I get to reap all the rewards.
yeah. There you go. Are you a pie guy? You do pies?
Man, I'll be honest with you. I like pie, cake, cobbler.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. Is it sweet and dessert? I'll eat that shit. I don't
What's
care
your
what it
choice
is.
of pie? What's your choice of pie? Pumpkin, apple, chocolate,
Oh, cherry. Straight
cherry
up cherry
pie.
pie.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Hmm.
Heck yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. I get so I'm weird. I like pumpkin pie. Is pumpkin a vegetable?
That's not
I guess
weird.
technically it is. So yeah, but
Yeah, it is a vegetable. Yeah.
I'm a big pumpkin guy, big chocolate pie guy. Not a huge fan of the apple and cherry, but I dabble. So yeah, but
Oh, shout
my
out to sweet
favorite
potatoes.
dessert. Yeah, so I do care for a sweet potato every now and then.
Yeah.
So see, I'm branching out, but yeah, I'm the peanut butter balls. What are they called? Buckeyes. That's
Oh,
my go-to, man. Chocolate covered peanut butter. Like you can't beat that. Cannot beat that.
I don't know. At Christmas, my in-laws make these little. They take Ritz crackers, put peanut
Hmm.
butter in between them, and then dip them down in chocolate.
Oh,
So they're like
okay.
a chocolate-covered Ritz peanut butter sandwich.
Yeah,
Oh my God, bro!
fair
You
enough.
want to
I
talk
like
and evil, son? Because they'll make like 100 of them, and you're just sitting
that.
there like popping them. I swear to God, I came
These
into
now,
this family.
yeah.
I came into this family at an extremely healthy 135, 140 pounds.
Yeah,
Solid cut.
yeah.
Now I'm like 160. Got a little bit of a gut going on.
It happens. Yeah.
That might be due to the foamy apple juice, but I don't know. We'll see.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, heck yeah, man. I hope y'all have a blessed holiday. And same thing to everybody out there. You want to throw a score prediction in before we get off this
Yeah,
thing?
yeah. Let's do that. 24-21. Titans win.
Ooh, okay. Yeah. All right. What's you got any bold prediction in it? How they get it done?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think Cam gets another 2 touchdown game. I don't know if one's on the ground and one's in the air, or if they're both in the air, both on the ground. I don't know, but I think Cam gets 2 touchdowns. I think the running game is absolutely abysmal.
Yeah.
So I look to see the Cam to have at least, God, I hate to say it, but about 45 attempts.
Oh wow.
At
Okay.
45 attempts, you're probably looking at 4 to 5 sacks. So, I mean, but maybe he'll be able to get to 300 yards
Yeah, well, for me, the thing around that is, can Cam use his legs again? Can he now be that consistent guy who takes what the defense gives him? Because that opens things up in the pass game and the run game. You know what I'm saying? So I think that could help out. I'm with you. I think this is a close one. Um, I'm just not ready. I'm just not ready. I'm
It's
just
all
not
good,
ready.
man.
I don't trust them yet. You know what I'm saying?
I get it.
But
I
I
get it.
do
They've
think
hurt
it's a
us
close
too
one.
much.
Yeah, I'm going to go somewhere around like 2014, somewhere in that range.
All right.
I do think Cam looks good in this one. I hope that him using his legs is a thing that we see more going forward until he's more comfortable in the pocket. But yeah, 2014, I think the Jags get this one, but I think Trevor Lawrence is under pressure. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Simmons, he's still a madman. My bold prediction, if I'm going for one, I'm going to say 2 sacks by Jeffrey Simmons. Is that bold?
No, I think it's very doable.
Yeah.
Damn it, I was going to say something. Now it's just happens to me all the time. It's age and alcohol and maybe something else that helps
It
that
happens.
short-term memory loss.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be a good game. I feel like we're going to have a good game. So
Who's you got a player to watch? Somebody you're keeping an eye on?
I'll be honest, man. I am obviously I think that Restrepo gets another game. I think he gets to stay on the roster for this week, and I think he actually, goes into the game as the third wide receiver. I think he is, maybe
Yeah.
fourth. I don't know. Anyway, it depends on where they put Prochet. My point is I think he gets some more. So I think on offense, that's who I'm looking for. But my main thing that I'm most interested in watching is Marcus Harris.
Yeah.
Can Marcus Harris reproduce what he had last week? Because if he can, all of a sudden I get a lot more excited about this young man.
Yeah. And he's going to have a tougher time too without Jalen Armour Davis in there. I mean, that's, you bring in this guy, free agent, or however they acquired him, waivers, whatever it is. I mean, now all the pressure's on Harris. I mean, he's kind of the last man standing.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know. That's the guy I'm looking at. But I mean, I'm also watching, Kevin Winston, Chimere. There's a couple. Helm. I'm always watching Helm to see how he does. Which it took a little longer than I thought, but he is transitioning into the number one tight end.
Mm-hmm.
The last 2 weeks now he's out snapped, or 3 weeks, excuse me. Last 3 games he has out snapped Chig Okonkwo. So,
and here's the thing about that too. I think Chig has more success as the number 2. You know what I'm saying? When Helm's in there, he takes a little bit of that pressure off Chig, because when Helm goes out, I don't know if that's what opens Chig up, but it seems like the fewer snaps Chig gets, the more he makes the most of those opportunities. So, hey, I mean, if that's the formula going forward, maybe they figure out a way to keep both of these guys and implement something that way. I don't hate that. I thought it was interesting he wasn't moved at the trade deadline. So, maybe that's a plan they look at going forward. But yeah, player for me, you mentioned him, Kevin Winston. I've still got a lot of eyes on him. I think he's a pivotal piece of this team over the course of the next 2 to 3 years, and just continuing to see the way that he can develop and stay healthy. That's the biggest thing for me, and see if he can be that ball hawk that we've seen in the Kevin Byards. And, that's what I'm looking for. I want to see what his ceiling is.
Something else I want to talk about real quick before we go, and then we'll get off of here. I actually meant for this to be a quick show, and it looks like it's already running into quit time. But the last 2 weeks, I have watched both games. I think I've only watched this game. Yeah, I've only watched this game twice, so I'll have to go watch it again one more time just to make sure that I'm seeing everything right. But I did notice a common theme that's going on right now, and they are using Chig and Helm to chip whatever defensive end is going up against Latham.
Yeah.
And if you go back and watch the film, I mean, yeah, Latham kept him clean, in the game against Houston or whatever. But when you go back and watch the film, you see why. Because I mean, he was getting help in every single one. You know, I put out a video today on Latham and his failure this past week with the Seahawks. Go watch that, and you'll see what I'm talking about. First one is the killer rep, man. He just falls right on his butt, dude. I mean, dude just blows him up right off the line. And a guy that big as Latham is, he is a giant of a man. You shouldn't be getting thrown around like that. And he's just not fast with his. I don't know. He's just a disappointment.
When it comes to the young guys, is that the one you're most scared of right now? And I'm talking about like year 1, year 2 guys.
I mean, I wanna believe that maybe he came back from the injury a little too fast. Maybe it's still bothering him a little bit because his hip is that is a huge motion area. You know what I mean? Especially when you're trying to kick back with your leg as the offensive tackle. So I mean, I'm kind of hoping, I guess, as an optimistic Titans fan, I'm hoping that that's what's going on. But realistic Titans fan Max is worried that this is a trend that is showing up, that he's just not good enough to be a tackle.
Or is it that he's not good enough? Is it that he's not good enough though, or is it the work being put in? Because we've seen that called into question, and that's not great. And you know, that's why I really don't want to see it not work out, because he wasn't able to play through the losses. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a guy who comes from a winning culture in college, hasn't seen a lot of losses in his lifetime on a football field. And now you're on a 1-10 team and your attitude's being called into question at practice. Like, you know, you hope that we find a way around that, and that formula's winning. You know, give these guys something to celebrate for, because we haven't celebrated the end of a football game in a long time. You know, even before the Arizona game. So hopefully that stuff gets cleaned up. But I agree with you. I mean, I think if you look at who's here right now, he's the one I have the most questions about. And I thought it would be T'Vondre Sweat, but I don't have a lot about T'Vondre Sweat. I think J.C. Latham is the one that gives me most concern.
Yeah, they both give me concern. But, yeah, J.C. definitely gives me more concern. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight.
Absolutely.
If you have hung through the entire show, I really appreciate you. And, you know, you must not be doing anything. But, you know, like I said, really appreciate you. I am thankful for the fact that the Titans global social media has went over 10,000 fans. And we appreciate every single one of you guys across social media. We have, like, you know, every social media, so that's a lot. But we do appreciate every single one of you. We thank you. Like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. We do this for free. It's not like we, you know, make anything off this, obviously. We just do it because we enjoy it, and, you know, that's what it's all about. So, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. We thank you. We appreciate you.
Yeah, super thankful for you guys. Super thankful to be able to do the show with you, Max. Super thankful for my family. You know, go spend time with the ones you love. This is a time about being together, you know, helping out a stranger. Just keep that in mind as you travel, and, you know, be safe out there. So thank you for all that you do, and for all of you watching.
Yes, thank you very much. And again, until next time,
tighten up.
Tighten up.
Peace out.
Peace out.